Well, we got to talk about this whole idea of cashless bail. So, yesterday we talked briefly about some of the executive orders that President Trump put into place, more specifically around cashless bail, which I think a lot of people were asking, okay, what is cashless bail? If you live in a state that would be deemed as, well, sane, you understand that if someone is going to be released from jail awaiting their trial period, well, they need to put up some sort of collateral because if they don't, they won't show up. Well, cashless bail is the exact opposite of that. Several lib places around the country, more specifically New York, they just let you go after you commit your crime and, just show up when you feel like it. If you come to your trial date, that's cool. If not, I guess that's cool too. Now, there's obviously lots of problems like that. Well, with what if those people reoffend, or what if they just don't show up to any of the court hearings and proceedings that would lead to their potential arrest? Yes, those are problems. Now, the libs, on the other hand, would say, no, it actually doesn't lead to failure to appear notices. Actually, since New York has instituted its cashless bail policies, there hasn't been an uptick in people not showing up for their court dates. And technically, that statistic is true. But here, you're going to get the reasoning behind that because nobody digs further into it. But if you just go one layer back, you'll notice, oh, well, actually in those cities, they don't charge people for the crime, so there's no need for them to show up for their trial dates because, well, guess what? They were just issued a ticket or a slap on the wrist and it doesn't matter. The crimes that are just no longer sought after for potential trials are about 50% higher than they were before the cashless bail system. All that's to say is this. People have their statistics of why cashless bail is such a great idea. But in reality, if you conflate those numbers with the other variables, as in, well, just not charging people, the numbers actually don't tell the whole story. I realize that was a little bit complex, a little bit complicated, but I trust that you can understand why cashless bail just intrinsically is a bad idea. Here to comment on that and so much more is co-founder of the Conservateur, Jamie Franklin, and conservative political commentator Kendall Bailey. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us on.
Kendall, I want to start with you here. Okay, so back up outside of the statistics of like, well, this says this and this says that. Well, we're not counting this, so that doesn't make any sense. Just intrinsically, from an innate sense of, yeah, this makes sense, why is cashless bail even tried in some of these places? Of course there needs to be an incentive for people to show back up for their trial date, which we call collateral. Why is this even a thing, Kendall?
There's no more personal responsibility. It's like we're becoming this third world country when it comes to crime. And truly, all of the illegals who are rushing across our border are proving time and time again that this crime rates are up dramatically everywhere. And there is no accountability for it. There are people who have committed these crimes 30 to 40, I think that someone even said 45 times, but then they just get put back onto the streets and they repeat again and again. So I don't think this is, I think this is a good idea. We just need to get rid of it. People need to be held responsible for their crimes on some level. This is like, we're just running crazy over here, like no law and order.
Yeah, it seems ridiculous. Jamie, I think let me try and clarify some of the statistics I was throwing out there. Some areas divert minor offenses via desk appearances, tickets for non-prosecutions. New York increased its use of tickets, lowering formal arraignments by about 50%, estimates show. In other words, the whole idea, well, no, people haven't had an increase in not showing up. It's just been totally the same with cash bail. Okay, well, you guys adjusted the way that you use tickets and increased that by a ton. I guess from a statistics standpoint, if that's the libs' only argument and they're not including the things that actually matter, what point can conservatives make on the front of arguing for collateral for people showing up for their court dates?
I mean, I think we need an investigation in general into all of the FBI statistics that are reported in the city. A lot of people have been bringing up that they're cooking the books on all of these numbers. They're saying that their murder rates are down, but they're just not prosecuting and going after all of these offenses in general. And look, if we're kind of coming out of this, looking at a bigger picture, Liberals talk a lot about criminal justice reform. It's a huge talking point they have. I'm for criminal justice reform, but in the opposite direction. I'm for, let's go after criminals. Let's make, a lot of these things are considered misdemeanors, like robbing a store. I'm like, let's make that a felony. Let's put more people in jail. Let's prosecute, and let's put victims first. I just can't wrap my head around this leftist ideology that continues to put criminals ahead of tax-paying American citizens that are just trying to work hard. And if you live in one of these major cities like DC, LA, San Francisco, or New York, tax-paying citizens, they'll throw the book at you if you park in the wrong space, but people can run out with $5,000 of items of clothing and get away scot-free. People are sick of it. I think it's a huge reason why President Trump won in 2024, because people want common sense policies, and it's time that we improve the quality of life for Americans. It's terrible living in these cities, and we're seeing with DC right now, send the troops in and no murders. We don't have to live like this.
Yeah, you make a great point. If you're a law-abiding, tax-paying American citizen, you will get the book thrown at you. But if you say, oh, no, sorry, don't worry, I am a drug-addicted homeless person, oh, okay, well, go ahead and just do whatever you want then.